Hey everyone, welcome back. So in this video, last video what we have done, we have optimized our step definition, where what we did, we were using await multiple awaits here in our step definition. Now we have moved all those in our page classes. So if you refer it not secure, register page, we have created this function for each actions here, and we have moved all our element locators in this page class itself, referencing all the action related methods of functions, and we have made our this element locators as a private. Now still we have these multiple awaits in our page class. So what we are going to now, we'll further optimize this test where we'll create utility to perform basic operation. For example, you're setting a value, or selecting a drop down, or you are performing a click, or you are selecting by visible text. So for these kind of operations, we'll create a simple utility and then we'll call that, so that we will have much cleaner page class as well. But before doing that, let's just refactor our folder structure whatever we have. So as of now, if you see here, our folder structure says inside feature file we have feature, and inside itself we have page objects and step definition. So first thing we'll do is that we'll change the folder structure of this project. So I'll create two folder. One will be src and one more inside root for folder itself. So another will be test. So all our page class related actions will keep in src. So what I'll do now, we have all our page objects here. Inside src, I'll create one more folder called pages. Two folder actually. One is called pages and one more folder. Now if you just right click and create one more folder, it will create a folder inside pages, not inside src. So you need to make sure that you click here properly inside src itself here, and then create a folder, and then you need to say here for utils. So we'll create two folder inside src. One will be utils, one will be pages. Now this pages will contain all the page objects. So what I'll do now, I'm going to cut this everything from here. So I'm just going to select it, right click, cut, and I'll paste in this folder, and it will move all those from here. Right now, as we do changes in this folder structure, we need to update few of our imports as well. So that also we need to update, that we'll see. It should ask us auto suggestion, and in utils we'll create one utility here, as we discussed that will. Okay, so here there is auto suggestion to update imports wherever, because we have changed the folder structure, it asks the import path as well to update. So I'll click yes, and if you see, we are getting few errors here because now the folder structure is from, we are as of now we are importing secure page from /page objects. That means page objects, but now our page objects are not available here. First let me delete this folder itself, and now let's change the correct path here. Okay, so our pages are slash into say slash, again say slash, then go to src slash pages slash secure page. This is how, and the error will go away. So this is how path should be for this. Now let's check if any other step definition has affected. Okay, this looks okay, this does not, it's not affected. Let's check in our register page. Here also it's changed, so let's import the correct one. So we need to say again slash src pages folder. Inside that it is register page. Yeah, it's a register page, and this is our page locators, correct. Now here in our page class as well, we have imports incorrect. All we can do is simply we can just change this import slash page. Yeah, it should import from here. In our secure page, this is correct. In our login page, this is correct. There is no issue here, also no errors. Okay, so there is no other error here. Let's check one by one if anywhere else we have error. In our step definition, this no error. In this login, there is no error, and for register also this looks correct, all good. So now we don't have any error, and also so we just have moved pages only here. Now all these step definitions will create one, so we have created test folder. In test folder we'll create again one more file, sorry, two folder. One will be features, okay, where we'll have all the feature files, and inside test folder again we'll have steps, which will contain all the steps. So what I'll do, I'll select all these feature files, right click, cut, and I'll move it to features folder. So I'll right click on the features folder, paste it. I'm just moving it from different older folder structure to here. Then we'll step definitions, I'll cut it from here and I'll paste in step folder, right click, paste. So we have moved over, and now what we are going to do, we are going to delete this structure whatever we had. Okay, so now our folder structure looks different. Let's just once more verify there is no import error here. It's good. Pages, it's good. Register page also we don't have any error. Secure page also we don't have error. Okay, let's check in features folder. We don't need to import something, so we will not have any error. In steps folder, if we will see if we have any errors, no error in this step, no error in this step, and no error in this step as well. So yeah, we are good now. What we did, we created two folder. Earlier everything was under features folder. Now we have created src and test. Src will contain all the pages and if any utility that will contain under src. Inside test we will have features folder and step folder. So any step definition will go in steps folder, features file will go in features folder. Now as we have changed this folder structure, few things we need to update in our configuration well. So let's go. First thing we need to update is where our feature files are located, that is spec section. We need to say now where is our feature file. Our features file under, it is under test folder. So we need to say here dot src, sorry, not src, test slash features, and then inside features in any folder or any file. So I'll say any sub, if there is a subfolder we need to give, and then we need to say star means all the feature file. For now whatever we are going to run, we will going to run in only one, so but make sure this folder path is correct. Inside test, inside features, inside test, inside feature. So this is one change. Another change, we need to define where is our step definitions are located, because we have changed step definition folder as well, right? We have under test then a step definition, and that will be, you keep on scrolling, we'll have cucumber option section, cucumber ops require section. In this also we have changed the structure, so we need to say src slash features, and inside that any folder name with .ts. So we are saying under src, under, not src, my bad, it should be test, under test, under features. Now it should be not features, it should be steps. So under test folder, under steps folder, all our file, any file with a .ts should be our step definition. So these two changes we need to do here. Okay, with that, now it will not affect anything, it will work as it is. Now let's refactor our page locators. Page locator is under pages, that's now we have moved, and that we'll see the example for register page. Now what we are going to do, first we'll move this all function to utility. So let's, in utils folder we have created, let's create one file class called commands.ts. Let's create this file and we will maintain all our basic commands or related functionality in this page itself, here itself. Now what we are going to, first things we will move, we are going to move this async function of this drop down in our command. Now how we will create any utility in our commands, we need to say export, okay, then you need to say const, that is, it stands for constant, and then your utility name. So suppose here I'll say select drop down, okay, that will be your utility. Now you don't have to give function here, you need to give equal to, and then you need to say async, and after that you need to give arrow function. Now if you want to parameterize your function which you are going to create utility, you need to provide that parameter here. Okay, so first parameter should be elements, okay, which will accept the web element which you are going to iterate through, and another will be that value that you want to select, right? Two things. and then outside here you need to say curly open brace and close, and inside that we need to write our function. Now let's copy this code. Okay, I'm just copying this whatever we have here and I'll paste it inside. Okay, now these are giving errors, that I'll fix it, but before that we are expecting here two input parameters. Same input parameter, we'll pass it here as well. So I'll just replace it and we'll say here elements. Okay, not element. Now whenever you call this function, it will expect the elements to be WebdriverIO element array. Okay, that's what it will be. Now if you give this WebdriverIO element array, whenever you are calling in your page class, still you need to pass await. Now I don't want to pass any awaits whenever I'm calling anywhere select dropdown. I don't want to pass this. For that you need to change this WebdriverIO element array to promise web element array. Okay, you just need to update here promise greater than symbol and you need to close it. Now what we need to say here, first this elements, I'll create one variable here, const element equal to await. I'm just adding one await here and this variable. Okay, now this element will hold await, so we don't have to write in multiple places. So first things, now this code will remain as it is, there is no change in this code. Okay, we just have added here promise in this in parameter type here. For this web elements parameter we need to add promise. Earlier here we were not passing here promise. Okay, but here we need to pass promise and then add one more line here, const create one variable element and say that this elements should use await. So now wherever you use this function, this will be using await. So just add these lines and this will be useful. Now one thing you need to see here, this function will get the attribute from the multiple drop downs. Now which specific value, that is only the value attribute it will get from the drop down. For now we'll keep this, but we need to modify further this one in a later videos, that we'll see how further we can optimize. Similarly, we have now what we are going to do, we need to we have set value, then we have select by visible text and click. Let's create a reusable utility for this as well. So let's create a utility for set value now. So I'll just click enter, go outside. Now notice here I'm not creating any class as we used to create here, right? So for any other classes, means any functions or page elements, I've created a class, but for this we are not creating class. You just need to say export. Okay, export const and the function name. The function name will be, I'll say set text, or you can say set value as well, equal to async. Now to set text you need two parameter. One will be element. The type of element should be promise of WebdriverIO dot element. This is and another input parameter you need is that you need to text that you want to set. They should be type of string. Open and close curly braces, and inside that you need to write the code. Now this here we need to say, okay, and there is a mistake here, we need to say promise. Okay, and this element, now here we'll remove this dot f name, we'll just say element, and whatever text you are passing that in. Okay, one more thing I need to forget, I have arrow function you need to give here. Okay, so what it is doing, I've created a a utility set text which will expect two input parameter, web element and the text that you want to set. What it will do, it will take that element and it will set the value in that text, right? Similarly, we have created for drop down, we have created for set value, we have created select drop down, already done. Let's create for set visible by text. I'll just copy the same code here from here. Okay, now let's create one more utility, export const select what was that, it is for select by visible text. So we'll say select, I'll say visible text, equal to async will accept two input parameter, one will be element and element sorry, I'll just say anything. Okay, I'll say lm here. It can be anything, you don't have to say element always, you can say anything. And then promise should be type of WebdriverIO dot element, so not array, element. And then another part should be the text that you want to select, so I'll say text should be type of string, arrow function, open and curly brace, and just paste the command whatever you have copied from here. Now just need to replace this with this element. Alright, so I'll just replace this and this text with this value that you are passing. Now whenever you call, you pass this two thing and internally it will do this, right? So we have done for this. Now let's create for click as well. So I'll say export const click element. I'll say just click only, that's fine. Or I'll say yeah, click should be fine. Equal to async, and to click we need element. I'll say lm, you can say element however you like, and it should be type of WebdriverIO dot element, not element array, element. Element array you need to say you when you expect double dollar, that is multiple web elements. When you expect web element, single web element, you need to say web element only. Yeah, there's no other input parameter because you just want to click. Now this element you need to change it here, right? And yeah, this is ready. Now let's use this in our page classes wherever you have written. First things, now we don't need this, so we will comment it out. Okay, now first let's refactor one by one. Here enter first name, what we are performing, set value. Now to perform set value, okay, first await we need to say always whenever you want to perform, right? And then the second thing you need to say is that now we have what we have created here, function to set value is set text. So now let's just call it. I'll just type here set text and you'll get multiple auto suggestion, but make sure this auto suggestion coming from your right class. All right, so our elements is under src util commands, right? So this is the one. I'll just select this and auto import will be here. Auto import will be done utils from command in the curly braces. This kind of export const related utility will be imported in this curly braces. Wherever if you have class related import, that will not be in curly brace. Now in set text, it expect what? It expect one input parameter, two input parameter, my bad. One is element, another is text. So now element is what? This is the element that you need to pass, and this is the value that you need to pass. Okay. Now this is how our code will look like. Earlier we had this multiple await, this line. Now after refactoring or creating utility, you need to say just set text, the parameter, the web element, and the value you need to pass. Now we don't need this. Okay. Now similarly, we'll just change for enter last name as well. So web element should be L name and the value should be last name. And let's delete this. All right. For drop down, we are calling the drop down now from this command function, right? So I just need to import. So I'll go here and I'll say control space, it will suggest you auto suggestion src util commands. It is coming from our class, so I'll select yes. Now see what it expects. It is giving error because we are adding await here. It expects two input parameter. One is element, another is the value you need to select. So you don't have to give await now. Okay, and the error will go away. Simply again here also remove this remove await, and for this drop down as well it will work in the same way, and for this as well remove this. Sorry, here it was. Okay, then this is for visible text, right? Now let's change this as well. So first things you need to remove this, and we have a utility to visible text. What we have created here, select visible text. So let's just type it here, select visible text. This is the suggestion. See, this select by visible text is coming from node modules WebdriverIO. Select visible text is coming from our utility src utils command. So be careful when you are selecting correct import. This is the inbuilt function. This is we have created now src util. So just select this, and inside that it expects this parameter. Now we don't have to say this. If you just go here, this expects two parameters. One is element, another is text. So you need to pass two things. One is element and another is text, right? So this is the web element and this is the text that I'm going to pass. Similarly for this as well, we need to do the same thing. All right, and now our code will look, even our page class will look cleaner. And for click as well, we just need to pass, let's see, auto suggestion. Now you will have multiple click. First click is coming from WebdriverIO, but our click we are using here from src util. So import this one. Make sure you are importing this one, right? You need to pass just the element locator. Now you see our page class is also still looking clean, and let me delete this as well. It's not required, right? So now even our page class is looking clean. Now with this utility, now because this is only one single page class, it looks like we have done the same thing. We just moved out in another class. But when you have multiple pages, multiple, so many, test cases and all, then this utility will make your life easier, where it will handle all these multiple awaits and all the set values. You can just keep it here and you can use this very clean, neat and clean. Your page class will be there. Also, this utility will help us later when we are trying to add some logs mechanism in our framework. That time you will see another benefit of having this in one single classes, right? So with this, I think we have refactored everything in our page class. Now it is, we don't have multiple awaits here, and it's looking still much clearer than before. Now let's just try to make sure that whatever we have done, the changes is not breaking anything. We'll try to execute and make sure that everything is working fine. And we have changed the folder structure as well, so it should not break anything and still it should work. Now I'm going to run only one feature file, that is a register feature, and that is why if you go in configuration file, I have explicitly defined that only run feature register feature only. Now let's just say that hopefully everything goes good. So I'll say npm test. Okay, so it is trying to load the website and entering username, password, selecting all the values correctly, and it is clicking OK. Yeah, it looks everything is good. So yeah, whatever we have done, the change did not break anything, but we were able to optimize our page class as well here with this help of utility. Now let's just quickly recap what we have done. First things what we did, we changed the folder structure where we have created src and test folder. In src we have moved all our page elements or page related classes here. We have created one utility which we have kept in utils folder. Inside test, we have created two folder, features and steps, where we have moved all the feature file in the feature folder. All the step definition we have moved inside steps folder, right? So this was the one change, and based on all these changes, we have updated few imports. So I think it was not here. Here this import we have updated. Then in register also we have updated this import, and in our few page class as well we have done few import changes. That was not here, and in this page class also we have done a few import changes, right? Once we are done with that, what we did, we created this utility, that is utils command.ts, and now we are going to keep all our basic functional basic functionality, perform click or perform click or set value, or you need to handle if multiple windows or drop downs or check boxes, all those related basic operations elements we are going to keep it here. We'll create this kind of utility, and we will just consume this or call these functions or utilities in your page classes. So that's what we are doing now. Suppose we have few elements where we perform set text, we need to do, we have used this. Now to import it, one thing was that it will import in curly braces. Just make sure that it imports in the curly braces, because we have written export const utility. We have not created any specific class. Wherever you have any class created, their import will look something like this. If you have something called export and const, it will look something like this. And for each command that you are creating, right, each command we have select drop down, set text, visible text, and click. For each, it will import in this way, right? So multiple imports you will see, same import but multiple option for all these keywords, or the utility. You will have one imports here, right? And then we have used in test class, we have executed, and everything is working fine. So with this, we have optimized this code. Now in the next video, we will try to see how we can use Allure report in our framework where we are executing from now, but we have never tried checking the report how it works. And then we'll implement uh, adding screenshot. When the test case fails, it should attach the screenshot in the report, and we should be able to see it properly. So that we'll see in the next video. Thank you so much.